As we look here in Florida, we've got Hurricane Ian we're now having to clean up and restore from. Long term, you look at Central Florida, our roadways, we are choking with traffic. There's a lot of needs. Realistically, what can Floridians and Central Floridians expect to see out of the infrastructure project? How are we going to benefit?
Well, it's going to impact Florida in so many positive ways. First, the good paying construction jobs of building and preparing this infrastructure, and then the benefit of using it for the rest of our lives. Right now, that means everything from improvements at the airport in Orlando that I'm going to be seeing during this visit, to over $2 billion headed toward roadway improvements that the state will be putting to use. That's this year alone, and that's just Florida's share. We're making improvements in the ports. I was at Port Tampa Bay just a few weeks ago celebrating a grant that's going to help them add another berth and accommodate more ships. And even if you don't live or work anywhere near the port, you're going to benefit from that, because that means better supply chains, which helps keep costs under control on the shelves. Whether we're talking about airports, ports, transit, trains, roads, bridges, highways, you name it, it's going to benefit from this infrastructure funding, and we're already putting those dollars to work.
What's interesting here in Central Florida, we have Sunrail, which is our regional rail service, doesn't operate on holidays, doesn't operate on weekends, doesn't fully connect the whole region. We have Lynx bus transportation, which it's expanding, but for a lot of, especially tourism workers, they can spend 2-3 hours round trip a day getting to and from work. Florida is still one of the most dangerous states in the country for pedestrians and bicyclists. Orange County leaders are asking voters to approve a 1-cent sales tax hike. They want to try to generate billions of dollars to try to address these issues through projects. If voters were to say no, is there any role for the federal government to have funding sources to still help Orange County address some of these projects?
Well, we do have a lot of resources for transit, for safety improvements on roads, and for rail. But I'll also say, when a local community decides to step up, or when a state decides to step up and bring their own funds, that actually unlocks even more federal dollars. A lot of our programs have a matching requirement where we'll carry most of the load, but we need to know that the community has some skin in the game too. And so I don't know all the details of this local decision being made, but I do think it's important for states and local governments and residents to know it's not an either or. You certainly don't want to think that because the federal funding is coming, there's nothing to do locally. I would actually say, when communities choose to step up and invest in their transportation, then we're able to be a better partner on the federal side. There's more we can do to help.